Hola, soy yo, Vicky, otra vez. Here I am. It's me, Vicky, again, and I'm updating my level 2 playlist of the. So, if you have the books, levels 1 to 4, they will all be updated. There's a playlist for each book where you can listen to the exercises for listening exercise or for pronunciation. And today the video I'm making is on page 56 of Break the Language Barrier Level 2. If you don't have the book, it doesn't matter. You can use it as a listening exercise. And if you want the book, the links to buy the book will be in the description box. Okay, so if you've got this far, well done, especially with the level 2, which is a challenging level. You're going through a lot of, if you've got this far, you'll have gone through present tense in the level 1, break the language barrier, and present perfect, preterite and imperfect tenses so far in the level 2, break the language barrier. So this is time for us to stop and practice the endings. What is registered? What do we remember? I mean, you know, the first time, always remember the first time you actually see something, you won't remember it all. You know, I think you remember it, is it about 30% of something the first time that you learn it. So you do have to keep going over it. So every now and again we have a little catch up on the verb endings. I would always advise you to try and complete these verb tables without looking first of all. Do as much as you can do without looking things up. When you get to a point where you just can't go any further, then look it up. But it's always better to try and think of it. Even if you get it wrong, do it in pencil. Because if you get it wrong, you get it wrong. But at least you've had a go at it. Okay, so I'm going to whistle through them a little bit. There's quite a lot of them. So, yeah, just open your book. Remember, the answers are in the back. So if you like, you can read the answers and listen to the pronunciation. Or just see if you can follow it as you go along as a listening practice. See if you can pick out the endings. Whichever way suits you. If you're filling out your verb tables in your book, I would advise you to do it in pencil. Not that I haven't got complete faith in you to get up, but you're likely to get some wrong. Even I'm likely to get some wrong. So remember that it's progress, not perfection. That's what we're always looking for. Okay, so on page 56, break the language barrier level 2, verb practice. Our first verb is hablar, to speak. In the present tense, do you remember it? Habló, hablas, habla, hablamos, habláis, hablan. Present perfect. Now, I'm only going to read the little H verb out in this first one, because it's the same for all of them, whether they're irregular or not. The only thing that will be different is the past participle. So the have bit of the present perfect is the H verb. Remember, we don't pronounce the H, so it's as, a, hemos, habéis, an. And then with hablar, which is a totally regular past participle, hablado. Preterite, hablé, hablaste, habló, hablamos, hablasteis, hablaron. Imperfect, hablaba, hablabas, hablaba, hablábamos, hablabais, hablaban. So, hablar is a nice, purely regular verb in all tenses. Then we've got poner. Poner is a little bit trickier. Present tense, go-go verb. Pongo, pones, pone, ponemos, ponéis, ponen. Past participle, puesto. So it's not ponido. It's not regular. It's puesto. Preterite. Puse, pusiste, puso, pusimos, pusisteis, pusieron, irregular. The only one it's regular is that good old imperfect, because not many verbs are irregular in that tense. Ponía, ponías, ponía, poníamos, poníais, ponían. Okay, then we've got estar, another verb that's normally irregular, not always. Estoy, estás, está, estamos, estáis, están. Past participle estado. Preterite, very irregular. Estuve, estuviste, estuvo, estuvimos, estuvisteis, estuvieron. Imperfect, regular. Estaba, estabas, estaba, estábamos, estabais, estaban. Page 57, the first verb we've got is that old favourite ser, nearly, again, nearly always irregular. Present tense. Soy, eres, es, somos, sois, son. Past participle, regular, sido. Preterite, fui, fuiste, fue, fuimos, fuisteis, fueron. Imperfect, era, eras, era, éramos, erais, eran. Then we've got leer, número 5, leer. Present tense, leo, lees, lee, leemos, lees, leen. And of course, the purpose of doing this is, you know, that once you get to your fourth tense that you're learning, you quite often forget the present tense that was so easy right in the beginning. You know, so that's why it's important to go over these things. I nearly forgot myself then how to think about it. Past participle, leído. Preterite, leí, leíste, leo, leímos, leísteis, leyeron. And the leo and the leyeron, you may not know, but have a Y. L-E-Y-O for leo and L-E-Y-E-R-O-N for leyeron. So the little anomalies in there. That's the problem with the preterite. It's got quite a few anomalies. Imperfect, regular. Leía, leías, leía, leíamos, leíais, leía. Then we've got subir, número 6. Present tense, regular, IR verb. Subo, subes, sube, subimos, subiste, subimos, subís, suben. I was getting mixed up with my preterite then. Past participle, subido. Preterite, subí, subiste, subo. Sorry, subió. Subió with an accent on the O. Subimos, subiste, subieron. Imperfect, regular. Subía, subías, subía. Subiamos, subíais, subían. And then we've got volver, to return. A diphthong, remember them in the present tense. Vuelvo, vuelves, vuelve, volvemos, volvéis, vuelven. Past participle, irregular. Vuelto, not volvido. Preterite, volví, volviste, volvió, volvimos, volvisteis, volvieron. And then imperfect, regular. Volvía, volvías, volvía, volvíamos, volvíais, volvían. Okay, then we've got ir. We love ir, this lovely little verb that, again, like say, is nearly always irregular. Present tense, voy, vas, va, vamos, vais, van. Past participle, ido. That is regular. You take off the IR, you're left with nothing, you've got ido. Preterite, same as se, remember. Fui, fuiste, fue, fuimos, fuisteis, fueron. Imperfect, iba, ibas, iba, íbamos, ibais, iban. Then we've got a regular verb with cantar, so I'm not going to go through that. Your endings are all the same as for hablar. I'm going to go to querer, número 10, present tense, diphthong. Quiero, quieres, quiere, queremos, queréis, quieren. Present perfect, or the past participle, querido. Preterite, irregular. quise, quisiste, quiso, quisimos, quisistes, quisieron. Imperfect, regular. Quería, querías, quería, queríamos, queríais, querían. Another very irregular verb, numero 11, poder, to be able or to can. Present tense, diphthong. Puedo, puedes, puede, podemos, podéis, pueden. Past participle is regular. Podido. Preterite, irregular. Pude, pudiste, pudo, pudimos, pudistes, pudieron. Imperfect, regular. Podía, podías, podía, podíamos, podíais, podían. Okay, numero 12, tener. Irregular, of course. Present tense is not only a go-go verb, but also a diphthong. Tengo, tienes, tiene. Tenemos, tenéis, tienen. Past participle is regular. Tenido. Preterite, irregular. Tuve, tuviste, tuvo, tuvimos, tuvisteis, tuvieron. And imperfect, regular. Tenía, tenías, tenía, teníamos, teníais, tenían. Vale, 13. Mirar, that's regular. Mirar is the same as cantar and hablar. So I'm not going to go through that. Abrir is a regular IR verb. I'm going to go through this because we've not done many IR verbs. Present tense, abro, abres, abre, abrimos, abrís, abren. Yes, and the the past participle is irregular. Abierto. Preterite, regular. Abrí, abriste, abrió. Abrimos, abristeis, abrieron. And the imperfect, regular. Abría, abrías, abría, abríamos, abríais, abrían. Now, número 15 is a reflexive verb. It's a regular AR verb, levantar, but I'm going to go through it because it's reflexive. So, levantarse, to get up. Me levanto, te levantas, se levanta. Nos levantamos, os levantáis, se levantan. Past participle, well, it's like me he levantado, te has levantado, etc. Preterite, regular, me levanté, te levantaste, se levantó, nos levantamos, os levantáis, se levantaron. And the imperfect also regular. Me levantaba, te levantabas, se levantaba, nos levantábamos, os levantábamos. No, os levantabais, se levantaban. Okay, now, acostarse is a diphthong in the present tense. Me acuesto, te acuestas, se acuesta, nos acostamos, os acostáis, se acuestan. Past participle, acostado. Preterite, regular. Me acosté, te acostaste, se acostó, nos acostamos, os acostasteis, se acostaron. Oh my goodness, it's all getting jumbled up in my head now. Imperfect. Me acostaba, te acostabas, etc. Okay, decir, número 17, another verb that's normally irregular. Present tense, diphthong, and go-go verb. Digo, dices, dice, decimos, decís, dicen. Past participle, irregular. Dicho, not decido. Preterite, irregular. Dije, dijiste, dijo, dijimos, dijisteis, dijeron. Remember, in the third person plural, we lose the I. Not dijeron, dijeron. And in the imperfect, it's regular. Yeah, decía, Decías, decía, decíamos, decíais, decían. Venir, again, diphthong and go-go verb in the present tense. Vengo, vienes, viene, venimos, venís, vienen. Past participle is regular, venido. Preterite, irregular, vine, viniste, vino, vinimos, vinisteis, vinieron. Imperfect, regular, venía, venías, venía, veníamos, veníais, venían. Llevar, to wear or to carry. Present tense, regular, it's regular in all of the tenses, so I'm not going to go through it. I'll go through the present tense just for the pronunciation of the double L. Now remember, you can say ye or j, so it can be llevo, llevas, lleva, llevamos, llevais, llevan, or llevo, llevas, lleva, llevamos, llevais, llevan. Both those pronunciations are okay. It's quite regional pronunciation. In Colombia, they tend to say a j sound more, but in some parts of Spain also. And the last one, pensar, número 20, to think. Present tense is a diphthong. Pienso, piensas, piensa, pensamos, pensáis, piensan. Present, past participle, pensado, regular. Preterite, regular, pensé, pensaste, pensó, pensamos, pensasteis, pensaron. And imperfect, regular, pensaba, pensabas, pensaba, pensábamos, pensabais, pensaban. Okay, how did you do? Did you get them all correct? I hope you can. I hope you did, and don't worry. Don't expect to get them all correct. I'm not saying you should get them not the first time, but it's a good thing to go back over and maybe you got a quarter of them wrong, and then the idea maybe you got half of them wrong, mate. But then if next time when you do it you get less than that wrong, that's your progress. You won't remember everything at once. You've got to be kind to yourself. Keep trying. Ok, thank you. That's the end of this video. Te veo muy pronto en el próximo video. Y hasta entonces, que practiques mucho y que tu Dios vaya contigo. Adiós. Gracias por mirar.